And we are back. 5:14 is the time. Just a quick note for you. The Bay Area Air Quality Management District is declaring today a Spare the Air Day and is urging you to work from home if you can, carpool, take public transit, whatever you can do to reduce the number of vehicles that are out on the roads right now. Air alerts obviously go out whenever the ozone levels are forecast to reach unhealthy concentrations, and so obviously ozone, since it can cause throat irritation, congestion, chest pains, all of that, they're urging people to stay indoors if they can, and obviously don't use any of those gas-powered lawnmowers today. Try and reduce the amount of stuff that we're putting into the air, and bring your change. If you're going to take BART, there is no free transit anymore for Spare the Air Day, so you got to pay for your ride into work today. All right, at 5:15 on that note, let's get over to the Weather Center right now and talk to Evelyn Taft and get a better idea of how hot those temperatures are going to get this afternoon. Good morning, Ev.
Good morning, James. We're taking a couple looks outside this morning. We're going to start off in San Francisco, even though we can't see too much. I finally do want to take you out to the Pacific this morning to get a check on Tropical Storm Felicia. You'll see right here, just expecting a tropical depression by the time it gets to the islands. James?
All right, Evelyn, thank you very much. And we also wanted to bring you new images this morning out of Asia, where two typhoons in Asia have killed dozens of people, left hundreds missing, and forced nearly 1 million people to evacuate. Take a look at some of the destruction and devastation left in the wake of this thing as surges and surges of water came through the streets here in China. The Morakot typhoon hit China and the Philippines, Taiwan, a whole array of cities and countries out there inundated with heavy water. This is video out of Taiwan, as a matter of fact, where at least 7 people were killed, 32 wounded, and 46 now unaccounted for, just missing, swept away with the water. The storm triggered Taiwan's worst flooding in 50 years, we're told, and at least another 22 people died in the Philippines as a result of this typhoon. In Japan, meanwhile, another typhoon slammed into the western coast today, killing 12 people in the raging floodwaters there and the landslides that came. Police say 10 others are missing there as well. And look at the force of that water just flowing into the streets there and over the banks of the beaches. That's just an incredible sight to see. We're going to obviously keep an eye on this, and anytime we get new video and new images out of that region, we'll let you know as they begin now the very hard work of cleaning up, picking up all that debris and getting things back to normal there across a number of countries there in Asia. And also starting today back here in the Bay Area, Oakland will extend all multi-space parking kiosks to 3-hour parking limits. The extension is so that people can enjoy dining out or shopping or seeing a movie without having to worry about running back out to the curb to plug the meter. The change in parking comes from the recent protests there, where at least 4 businesses closed their doors there as a sign of protest. The Grand Lake District for the day. The city's recent changes in parking meter hours and fees obviously have a lot of store owners up there upset. They say that's impacting their business, and if they don't change the policy soon, they could be out of business. And so now they're doing what they can, the city is, to at least try and make it a little bit easier for people to park and shop and eat and dine and do all that stuff they want to do in the downtown area. All right, an 11-year-old Oakland boy remains in grave condition this morning after a 10-year-old friend accidentally shot him in the face while playing with a shotgun. Oakland police say the two boys were playing on Friday with a 20-gauge shotgun they'd found in a garage of the 11-year-old's apartment building near Lake Merritt. The 11-year-old tried the gun, nothing happened. He then handed it off to his friend, who pulled back on the hammer and then pulled the trigger. The blast struck the 11-year-old on the right side of his face. He is still fighting for his life in the hospital this morning. All right, 5:21 the time. Let's get another update now on the traffic situation this morning. George Rask keeping an eye on it all from the traffic desk. Good morning, George.
Good morning, James. Once again, just scanned the CHP logs looking for problems, and there aren't any, so you'll be enjoying a hotspot-free ride here. And at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, no backup, no delays. You can see over my shoulder here, it's a light and easy ride for Interstate 80 as you head across the span. I'll have another check coming up right away. James?
All right, George, thank you much. 5:22 is the time. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more in a minute. The latest out of the Hudson River, where there was a terrible accident over the weekend, and the latest with our hot weather. Triple digits in store for today. We'll get another look at it in just a moment. Stay with us. Good morning. The time is now 5:26. Again, just a quick reminder, today is a Spare the Air Day, and here's a graph that shows you just how bad the air quality is going to be around the Bay Area today. Obviously, you're encouraged not to drive into work. Try and carpool. Work from home if you can, but if you have to go into work, try and carpool, use mass transportation, whatever you can to get the number of cars on the streets down lower, at least than it is on a normal day. And folks, obviously, if you've got any breathing problems or the elderly, try and stay indoors today. It's just going to be a lot of stuff in the air today that won't be very healthy for you. All right, from here, let's move on to the latest now across the nation. A chief investigator says divers hope to pull a plane out of the Hudson River today, but first, their priority is to recover the 2 remaining victims of a mid-air crash that killed 9 people on Saturday. These are images that we pulled off the internet here. Let's take these full screen. What you're looking at here is the Army Corps of Engineers. They used a crane to lift the twisted wreckage of a helicopter from about 30 feet of water on Saturday. And as I advance the maps again, you can see not a whole lot left of that helicopter. Now, it is believed the plane that struck this helicopter is nearby in at least 50 feet of water. And so this morning, divers are going to be out there trying to identify it. NTSB's been using sonar. They think they've spotted it on the floor of the river, but they'll get out there and confirm it, obviously, as the morning progresses. Now, once they get that plane up and get a chance to examine it, they'll have a better idea of exactly how this crash occurred. But again, it was a private plane that was carrying a family from Pennsylvania. The helicopter had 5 Italian tourists on board. The 2 obviously collided above the Hudson River, and both crafts crashed into the water, and again, all 9 people died. They're recovering the final 2 bodies today. 5:27 the time. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. A check of weather here coming up in a moment. It's going to be a hot day.